Is working. Going to be streaming in a minute or two. Watch now. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Great. All right. So I'm just gonna give it a minute or two for anybody that just saw the stream notification. And then I will get started. In the meantime, so the last stream I was working on the AI picking up loot, looting a location, basically. So just check. Okay, microphone's working. Cool. So here I have all of the loot locations, far too close together for the actual final level later, but this is just for playtesting. So let's just hope they hit this one first. So the problem that I had was that they were all running to the same container. So I figured out a way to just say to a container, this is the soldier that's going to be searching you. Could lead to problems down the road, but it sorted the problem out right now. And then the soldier would say, okay, that loot container is going to be searched by another soldier. Let's not search it. And just at the end of the stream, the problem I had was they'd go from one location to another, and then they would run back to where they were. So I found that it was just a variable that I forgot to initialize to null in one or two spots. So let's just give everybody a bit of time to come in. Let's just disable all the ones that I'm not using right now, just to show. Let's just disable all these. So then we just got these ones here. Oh, whoops. This one as well. So this has loot containers. This one has one. This one has two. Oh yeah, and actually this one has none. So let's go here, go to the squad manager, let's put it on mixed looting. That should pretty much want to hit them all. So another little update that I did was I basically added, I'm just going to check. That looks like a bot. Hi, bot. Don't know. Hey, Grimbiant, how are you doing? Good to see you. Glad you're back. And Wheel of Marbles. All right, anyway. I don't know if people see that. Let's just try it twice. All right, so basically if I press play now, what we should see is they're going to hit this common loot location here. Let's turn off gizmos for a minute. So as you can see, they hit them all. Right now, one or two of them want to run to a chest to check if it's empty. Now, the bug I had was they'd run in here and then run back. That's been sorted now. And it's a lot better. Is it perfect? No, but that's okay. No, that is a bug. That one I didn't have yet. That guy should not be legging it to the extraction zone. Great. First time it ever happened. Of course it happens on stream. Didn't happen in the last day or two. All right, perfect. I'll sort that out some other time. That's fine. So that's where we were basically with the loot location stuff. And like I showed in the last stream, and it's just a quick recap of a minute, you know. So the whole idea is basically that, you know, the AI on a much bigger level later will plot a semi-random loot route, like a route through the map for loot. So as you can see here with this debug line, it goes from its location, it hits this one because it's on the way, and it's going to head here to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice and varied. If I stop it and I press play, it'll pick a different route. And there's a lot of room to optimize this and make it better. Like the closest one has like a 75% chance of being included as the first loot location, etc., etc. Now I've got one guy here who keeps on wanting to run to the extraction zone. So I'm not sure what I changed in the code, but it's just one guy, so screw him. Okay, so yeah, this was what we were working on basically. For a stream or two. So today, there's not going to be a whole lot of code, though there's going to be a lot of thinking and design principles. So primarily, I am not a 3D modeler. I can do basic 3D modeling, you know, and I know what a vertex and edge interface is, and have an idea of some concepts. And as you can see, this was all built with Probuilder. So what am I going to do today? Well, I had a chat with a good friend from the demo group that I'm in, and she's worked with environmental assets, 3D models. I call her Sietz, or Sietske. She's a really cool person, and I asked her for some advice on like, how do I make, as a solo developer without outsourcing too much because of a budget, how do I make a game with this scope, this big? So that was a really long talk. She was incredibly helpful. She answered all my questions and then some, and she gave me a lot of really good pointers and tips for how it is for people that do that kind of work, because I don't. I know about texturing, I know about UV maps and normals and specular maps and things like that. This is stuff I know. But, you know, creating it and making it look good, that's a completely different thing. So all in all, it was an incredibly good talk, and the conclusion we came to was basically modular scenery pieces, obviously. So I didn't do any of this because I just wanted to make things as quickly as possible. And as you can see with the massive level here, it was like I wanted to build that piece of it to get like an overall idea, like what are the challenges that I'm going to face if I keep it really simple, right? So the focus I've got today is buildings. Buildings are the most complicated geometry that's going to be in the game, basically. Why? There should be a lot of them. And for me to do level design, I need to have a lot of flexibility in making said levels. So just give me one moment. Totally forgotten that I'd closed the tab. So I forgot how to type. Okay, oh, that's all for role playing. One moment. Okay, this is terrible, but let's just grab this. So this picture here like gives an idea that, you know, this entire part that you're looking at there or here, you know, this is all made out of modular pieces. So, you know, you could get two of these stairways, put them together, and you've got a stairway which will go up 2 floors. I'm just assuming for a minute that you know as much as me, which isn't a whole lot. And obviously this is like kind of boring, you know, like I'd say all of them are a box and you could put walls into them, which could also be a floor basically. It's like having 6 sides of a cube, which can be expanded upon. You know, and a lot of modular scenery, I notice, you know, looks very samey, very square. Talking with Sietske, there's a lot of ways around this with shader and texture voodoo magic. Hey, Grimbian, thank you for saying hi, forever alone. So basically, I found this really cool. Let me see if I can find it again. Where did I put it? Because of course I have a YouTube playlist called Unity Tutorials, because God, I do not remember all of this stuff that I have to do, and people have made some really amazing stuff before me. So
hello and welcome.
Let me turn off that sound. So this guy, he just basically gives a really cool explanation. I watched this in 1 or 2 videos, you know, so this is modular scenery, right? You could just have this one wall, one of these pieces, and that will allow you to make everything that you see there in its simplest form. Cool. So if we just skip through this for a minute, there's some examples of what you can do. And this video is just really great because it just showed how you can, make a lot with a little. Because basically I am going to outsource to somebody who's far more proficient than me and better than me, who also does this for a living. I'm going to outsource, like, hey, this is the art that I've got later on. Got the talk for the first concept art session this coming Sunday. I'm going to put my ideas down, chat it through, see if that clicks, and if the concept artist would like to do it. If so, then I'll elaborate more on that in the future. But yeah, then when you've got a concept art, then you build these things, right? So you build these modules. If I sound like I don't know what I'm doing, that's cool, because I've never done it before, like most things in game development. So as you can see, all these pieces here allow this kind of building to be made. It can get more granular. You can do stuff with decals and different texture lookups, and you can end up with a huge amount of things. Now, I don't need to go this far in my game. The idea of the squad tactics is probably not going to be 3-4 floor buildings. The scope, that's pretty large. First floor and a basement. That's kind of like what I'm aiming for right now. But as you can see, you can do modular stuff with textures and lookups and things like that as well. So this is really all kinds of cool. And this is a really inspiring video to watch. So this is going to be more like the scale of what I'm working on today. And I'm going to be doing it with Probuilder. And because I'm not a 3D modeler, I want to just to be able to bang this together, because let's just show you, it's like here, this is an office building. It has no door. Modeling that one unique building is a huge amount of work, right? So let's modularize it, which will slow me down for a little bit, but save me more time in the long run, because those modular pieces I can then use here. There, I could use them on this, I could use them on this, anything which is a building. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on today, basically. Now, I've been putting a lot of thought into how does this work? What is the best way to do it? So I grabbed a pen and paper, wrong one. Never have too many notebooks. So basically, I wrote down some ideas, what it is I want to do, what I don't want to do, and I want to keep it very simple and be able to build it quickly, easily, prototype it. And the whole idea is later on that all of these modular pieces, they use very standard measurements, like say 1 meter width, 1 meter height, or 2 meter height. And then when an environmental artist that can say, hey, I want these things built and stylized and to be modular, can already say, here are all the pieces that I made, and they should match up with that. Now, there's a huge amount of problems to solve for me compared to a standard game. So for example, let's grab this office, this garage here. Let's duplicate it. Let's pull it out. Let's use this as a kind of test zone. So the first thing is I've got these cover pieces, right? They're cool. They can just be taken off the model. I can just do this, and I can move them and assign them as I see fit. That has to be done manually, not a problem. So this wall, these roofs, they should all be kind of built out of modular sections. Probably not the roof, but the walls for sure. Actually, sorry, the roof also has to be built out of modular sections. But that will be kind of like the floor. Forgive me if I go all over the place tonight. This is something that's quite new to me. So I don't know if it's going to be visible. These were my sketches for today. Don't mind the noisy neighbors. They've got kids, and kids always make a ruckus. So yeah, basically, that is what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to put as little effort in as possible, as in I just want the bare minimum to work. I'm not bothered about it looking good. I'm not focusing on that at all. Just like the awesome office building that you see there. There is no attempt to make this look good right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start from scratch. So let's save. And the first thing I'm going to need is Probuilder. So let's grab that. And you know, normally the stuff that I make with Probuilder, I just get the bottom face like here, and I set the pivot points to the middle of the bottom face, and that works fine. That isn't going to work with modular stuff. The strategy I'm going to use for now is like using a corner vertex, so things can be snapped together, basically. I am not sure if ProGrids. There's another one I think called like Pro Snap or Snapper or something. I'll have to check it out. There's got to be a way to snap vertexes together, basically. But anyway, you know, what I want to do right now is I just want to build a wall section which is 1 by 2 meters high, and I'm going to make them 1/4 meter thick. All the walls in my game are just going to be 1/4 meter thick to keep my sanity. Basically. So that is what I'm going to build right now. So let's go to, let's go here, and we're going to create an empty. I'm going to move it over there. This is going to be like the actual point for everything to snap to. Okay. So let's go over here. And we're just going to start modeling right now. So 1 by 2, this should go really, really quickly right now, the flat piece of wall. And I'm probably going to hit problems trying to snap this together, so it could take a while, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to click New Shape, Cube, and I'm just going to draw it out, and I'm going to do this, whatever. I'm going to click Face, and then here. Okay, so let's start making this work. So I'm going to go to... It's been a while since I used Probuilder. Here we go, Edit Shape. So I want it to be, I'm going to do everything regarding width on X and everything regarding depth on Z. And if I forget that, that's going to be a pain. 0.25. Cool, okay. That quick and easy. So now what we do is we just drag this up, and I want to put its pivot point on... I've got to come up with a rule for this, right? Or I'll go crazy. So I'm going to use the Z facing forward here. And I'm always going to grab this left one in the bottom. That's at least what I think is a good idea. So the kids are really loud today. Set pivot. Okay. So now if I rotate this, it rotates around there. Cool. Let's put the height on 0. That should go on the floor. Awesome sauce. All right. So now I'm going to build a folder, and we're going to really start making this a little bit more organized, because this is going to grow very large later. So we're going to go to prefabs, and these are like all my pre-made things. So here I'm just going to go modular scenery. Okay, I'm going to go in here, make a new folder. I'm going to call it wall, actually. They're all for the building. So I'm going to call it building sections, because what I'm making is incredibly generic. Okay, going to go in here. And this one was 1 by 2 by 0.25. So I'm going to relabel it wall 1 by 2 by 0.25. Let's call it wall piece. Building wall piece. Yeah, let's do it like that. Building wall piece. Maybe don't need the measurements, but that's okay. All right. That's one. So let's unpack it. Okay, let's go here. Nice and easy now. And I'm going to put this snap value on 1. I'm going to get this face right here, and I'm just going to drag it out by 1. Great. That's that. So now I'm going to do 2 by 2 by 0.25. Pull it in there. Prefab. Unpack completely. I'm just going to make one from 4 meters. I'm not sure how much of all this I'm going to use. Okay. All right, do this. And then this one, I'm going to call it 4 by 2 by 0.25. Okay. So, the next thing I think I should make is a 90-degree corner. Really nice and simple. Okay. So, maybe make it right from scratch again. Actually, you know, let's just get rid of this. Let's just make a new shape. Cube. Oh. Okay. So I want it to be 0.25 by 2 and 0.25. That's going to be the thickness of the wall. Okay. So let's do this. So first of all, again, looking at it from the front, very important. We have to keep this rule. We'll go crazy trying to connect things. Right. This is going to become the pivot point. Okay. Let's just pull it up a bit. Just want this to be nice and easy. All right, so that was 0.25. I am going to make the corner section 1 by 1. So if that was 0.25, to make it 1 meter, I've got to drag that face out there 0.75 meters. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to turn the snapping tool to 0.75. And I'm going to grab this. I'm going to just pull it. Did that do 0.75? How did that work? What's going on there? Okay, let's try that again. Of course. I have to extrude a face. I completely forgot that I was not doing that. I've forgotten what, here it is, extrude faces. Control E, that's like always learn your keyboard shortcuts. Control E. Did it do it by 0.75? If it did, that would be awesome. If it did, I would be so crazy in love with Probuilder. All right, it looks like it did. Is that the same? Oh yeah, ISOView is not going to like me if I do this. All right, let's put it back down. F for focus. Now, you know, I'm not sure, so let's just get a 1 meter piece to be sure. So put the height on 0, and I just want to check if I'm not going crazy here. Kind of hard to see with the. All right. Now, this is something I didn't bother to Google yet. Is this here? Toggle snapping. I don't want grid snapping, I want vertex snapping. Is this possible? Oh, yeah, I've got this on 0.75. That's totally not going to work. Okay, time to open Google. Okay, Unity vertex snapping. World grid snapping, surface snapping, snap the game object, vertex snapping. All right, let's check this out. Wow. All right. Let's check if we can get this to work. Okay. Select the mesh you want to manipulate and make sure the move tool is active. Cool. Press and hold the V key. Is that really 0.25? Apparently it is. That is not true. Well, why is it moving in units of 1? Why is this not working? That's really strange. Must have something overriding it. It's this grid snapping. That must be overriding it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I just want to get it a bit close. I want to check that this is going to work. Okay. Select the mesh you want to manipulate. Make sure the move tool is active. Press and hold the V key to activate vertex snapping mode. Move your cursor over the vertex on the mesh you want to use as the pivot point. All right, hold it. That is not what I want, guys. There's another vertex right there. So what I think is happening is this is getting in the way. Brilliant. Look at that. Totally works. Genius. But I've got a problem right now, which is, hold up. Like I said, I wanted to check that the measurements were correct, right? Put this on 1, done. No, you. Move it there. I don't know why it's doing that still. All right, let's just turn you off then, because you're not being very cool. So let's put this on a complete number. That would make life easier. 380. Yeah. Put this also on 380. All right, so I'm totally off there. Okay, cool. Not a problem. So I think because I had grid snapping on here and then this one here, they was interfering with each other, and I thought it was pulling it out at 0.75, but it wasn't. So no worries, we're gonna go here, grab this, got it on 0.25. There we go, that should match up now, and that should match up. I think it needs to come out one more. Hard to say. I'm not sure. Let's just rotate this. Oh. Like I said, you ain't watching a pro modeler here. And let's put this on the same, minus 387. And this on minus 387. And we'll move that there, and we'll move this here. All right, is it just me, or am I still off? Yeah, okay. So we've got to pull it out one more piece. There we go. Like I said, not a pro modeler, don't need to be. Okay, so I now know that that is 1 by 1. You can go, you can go. Let's look at this. All right. Let's check that rotation. And that vertex snapping is really, really cool. Okay, learn something new every day. All right, so far so good. Build a more piece. Corner. Just going to call it corner for now. It's pretty obvious. Just going to call it corner 1 in case for some weird reason I want to make a different kind of corner, right? And we pulled that in. So let's just try this out real quick. That's on the ground. Let's grab this, pull it in. So what Unity said was turn this off, hold down V. I love it. I love it. So then I should be able to get this one of 2 by 2. Rotate it 90 degrees. Move this over here. Go to V, grab this one. This is brilliant, brilliant. And let's get this. Move it over there. And rotate it 90. Great, great, great. This is lovely. I love it. there we go. Awesome. So this basic idea, it works pretty quickly out of the box. That's great. I'm very, very happy with that. Okay, so let's continue, shall we? So the next thing I wanted to make was door sections. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull a soldier in for this one to make sure that I've got the right height. So originally I was gonna make a door with like one piece. That's not modular, right? That's just stuck as one door. So I want to build the door in 3 pieces: left side, middle, right side. And actually one pillar. Pillar is important. Let's start with that one. This is all in my head, so you know it might work, and some of it might work, might not work. So let's put this on 0.25, this on 2, and this on 0.25. Okay, cool. Let's get that pivot point set up from the front. Go here. Do this. Set pivot. Okay, great. Let's put the height in 0. By the way, all these prefabs totally need the default positions to be put in 0, 0, 0, but that is all stuff that I'll do later. So I'm going to call this thin pillar, because it could be used for a doorway. I'll just call this for now. It's okay. 0.25 by 2 by 0.25. Great. Okay. Let's unpack this. Okay, so what I want to do now is, and like I said, I am not a 3D modeler at all. So I want to make a cut across this face. Let's turn this on. Snapping distance. (0.25). Never done it before. Let's see how this is going to work. Never did this before. Okay, let's cancel that. Let's try it with edge. Let's do it like this. Cut tool. There's some button I have to press here. Wait, why did you then appear? I think it's because I've got this there. Yeah, okay. It won't allow it to snap that close. All right, so I think I'm just barking up the wrong tree here. I think I need to do something called an edge cut or a loop edge cut or something like that. Like I said, I'm not a 3D modeler. Let's get, let's just try this. Let's see how this works if I... It's funny because it allows it there on this side, but it won't allow it there, which is something I find really confusing. Okay. That's right, if it was a 3D model, I would have had this done 10 times over. All right. Probuilder edge cut. Actually, I'm just totally thinking about this all the wrong way. Why would I be doing it this way? This is silly. Of course it is. All right. So let's try this again. let's get this face right here. Pull it down. Actually, let's just edit this shape. Reset. Okay. Come on, 0.25, 0.25. And let's make it 1.75. I really hope this isn't too short for my soldier guy. We'll see. If not, then I'll cross that bridge when I get there. So, of course, I'm just doing everything in the most difficult way here. So what we just want to do is create an extra face there. It's extruded 0. I don't know if it's extruded 0.25. It's really annoying. I'm so used to having numbers there, and I don't know why when I extrude it, it pops out like that. Okay, let's try it now. No, this isn't what I want. I want the snapping part on. Okay, that went horribly wrong. What? Why is it doing this to me? Why is this now scaled differently? Brilliant. Bugger it. Let's start again. Way easier. Okay. 0.25, 1.75, 0.25. Let's go from there. Okay. All right. I wish I could just type in measurements for this. Okay, face. All right, how big is it now? It's 2.25, so it's doing it by... Okay, this is weird because I can see how high it is there. Cool, I'll go with it this way. Not a problem. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to grab one of those 1x2 pieces and pull that in. And actually, we've got to get this. Those grids actually are not very nice to look at. Need to set that pivot point so it all matches up. So we go to vertex, go here, set pivot. And if anybody's got any questions in the meantime, including the sweet bots that are here, give a shout. All right, 380 and minus 390. Let's do it there. 380 minus 390. Okay. Let's move this just back there. And then I've got a bit of a reference because I need it just to match up with that basically. So I'm going to go here and I'm just going to extrude the face. Where is it? Ah, brilliant. If I click that plus, I can see how much it's extruded by. That is awesome. So I know it's 0.25. This is wonderful. That, and that should just match up. Great. Okay. So that matches up. That's cool. Okay. Learn something new every day. So now I'm going to call this door frame left piece 1. Let's pull that in. Okay. So let's just cheat here. Will that even work? I mean, if I rotate this 180 now, it's there. And you know, I don't think that will be a biggie. Let's try it out. I just need it there, basically. This is a weird case. That's the... Actually, no, I should just put the pivot on the outside corner. That is it. Let's just see how this works in a minute. If I've got to rebuild it all from scratch, so be it. 0. Okay, we're going to call this, I'm going to prefab, unpack completely. Right piece. All right, and then we're going to get just the left one, pull that in. And then what I want to do is I just want to get yeah, how do I do this with it not like being on the ground? I think I've just got to leave that over to just being manually set basically. Or do it probably in a hacky way, which would make 3D modelers turn in their graves, which is okay. Delete faces. Okay. Missed a bit there. Ah, actually, that was daft. I just need to get rid of. Like I said, I'm not attempting to make this incredibly pretty. And that doesn't want to work. Cool. I like you too. All right, get rid of the edges in a minute. Basically, I'm just really curious if I'm just lucky here with this accident right down now. I mean, if I do, yeah, that is one thing I love with Unity and Probuilder. There we go. I just delete these guys now. How do I get rid of them? Just delete. That's not what I wanted. That one, that one. How do I just get rid of them? Ah, of course, that's collapsing. It's not what I want to do. Okay. How do I just get rid of, I mean, if I get rid of this edge, why does it delete the whole shape when I do that? Do I have to press that? No. Wow, okay. You're telling me I can't get rid of that. Is that because it's a face? Where'd it go? Come here, buddy. All right, let's try detaching the face. Should be possible. Put that face, detach, and then delete. Did that work? It doesn't look like it. Okay. Yeah, this is harder than I thought. I think I'm just overcomplicating things. So I wanted it where it's like if I pull it in, it's just on the right height. It's just too much work for what's going on there. Nice to try it, but let's not bother. So let's make it 1 by 0.25 and 0.25. Then I'm going to call it door frame top middle section 1. All right. Let's lift it up. We're looking at it from the front. Pick the vertex. Set the pivot. Okay. I'm just going to put the height on 0 for now. That'll be okay. If you pull it in, you see it there. All right, cool. Let's do that. All right, let's see if we can make a door. So we're going to pull in the door frame left piece and then door frame right piece. And then I'm going to pick the whole object. I'm going to press V for vertex mode. And of course, because I've got snapping on there, that isn't going to work. Great, simple door. Let's pull the corner in just to give it a quick run for its money. This vertex tool is really cool. And that's actually the main thing I'll be using here. And let's get a one piece and then hold V, snap. Okay, well, let's get this one, duplicate it, pull it over, V, vertex snapping, door frame, top middle section. Let's just pull that in, pull it up here. Keep it really simple, don't overthink it. Great. Get this one, pull it in here. Hold V. I love that. That's great. Look at that. Thin doors, narrow doors, awesome sauce. That works great. Hey Grimbian, sorry if I didn't see that question for a while. I was in focus mode. No, Probuilder does not require much PC power at all. If your computer can run Unity, then it can run Probuilder. So Probuilder is basically, if you go to the, my God, I didn't go there for a while. If you go to your package manager, so very fast today. Okay, let's type in Pro. Here we go, Probuilder. It's got an update, which I'm not going to do right now, but normally I do because they do a lot of really cool bug fixes. Basically, you just go to your package manager and you just type in Probuilder and then you just add it. Do yourself a favor and also make sure that you get ProGrids as well. Now, ProGrids is an experimental package, so you will not see it actually here in the Unity registry. You've got to just Google it. You just type in how to install ProGrids and you get a URL, and then if you want to install it, you go here and you just say add package from git URL, and you just type that in there, paste it, and then it will work. Because it's an experimental package, they just normally don't have that just visible to everybody. It means you've got to dive a little bit deeper to get it working. But Probuilder, the reason I love it was because I've done lots of simple stuff with Blender 3D, and that was great. That was cool. That was awesome. The problem was, making things in Blender and then importing them into Unity. You'd think, oh yeah, that's not a problem. Well, it is. It's extra steps in the process. And there's so many advantages to me for like level design and prototyping with Probuilder because I make this shape. And it's got this collider in there, which is totally not going to be good, by the way, because if we put it in convex, we're probably going to get the, there we go. Yeah, good, huh? So if I'm correct, the collider probably isn't working correctly with this right now. And you could use 2 box colliders. That's a problem. I would just use 1 box collider, like here. So I am not going to use, yeah, you're welcome, no worries. Please ask any questions you've got. I'm more than happy to stop and give a little explanation and to save anybody some of the pain that I've been through with figuring some of this stuff out, even though I think it's all very accessible. So basically, I have to set the colliders for all these things manually, and I'll explain why. Later on, if I've got like a big wall section like this, the vertex snapping technique. Let's say I got a really big wall, like with the office there. This isn't, I don't want to have a collider for each of these. I don't need it, So later on with all these prefabs, all the colliders are going to get removed, all of them. Like all prefabs will not use colliders of any kind, and then they will then have to be manually placed there. So I'm going to make like a collider parent, so it'll just be an empty, and that empty will hold all of the colliders. Because let's say I want to do a second floor, right? Where I do this, and then I move this up in increments of 1 meter. If it was on, like this, you know, then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colliders. Totally no point. You know, I could just have one box collider for that entire wall. And the stuff that I do with like fading out geometry, which is in between the camera and the squad members, that also just requires this one collider. If I didn't use that, it would fade out 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of walls, and it'd all look very horrible, basically. So far so good. This is working for now. It's pretty stonking, if I may say so. And one last thing I want to check is this. Does this work? I want to make a high doorway. That was the idea that I had in mind. So let's try this out. Here we go. I'm actually just going to call this door frame pillar. So it all, I just know it all matches up together. So let me just pull that in, hold in V, grab that. Maybe I've got snapping on here. That's something I'm going to have to get used to. Great. Control D, move it over here. V, snap, move. Great. This is just, I just want to just battle test it already. Like, is this quick and easy to put something together with? So I should just also be able to do that. But here, great. And I could just get this, duplicate that, put snapping on for a meter. So now I can make like warehouse doors or office doors, and it's all very low poly, but I don't care because this now really gives me just a huge amount of flexibility to just make things, basically. Great. You know, I can already imagine like making these big sections also just 4 meters high instead of 2, because I'm already seeing now that I'm doing this a lot, but this is okay. You know, I'm already really happy with how this is going. So this is something I'm not too sure about right now with how to do it. Windows. I do want windows in the game. I want windows to provide like half partial cover to the bottom half of a soldier. Now the way that I wrote it down was kind of like, I am actually. It's just going to be the same kind of system as a door, basically. Let's see if we can get that to work nice and easy. Let's get rid of all these pieces we're not using for now. Kids are really busy today. Okay, let's put it on 0. So I'm gonna have to test this 1 or 2 times with a soldier. But now that I know that extrude normal thing, let's just do this from scratch, because I'm pretty sure now I'm getting into the flow of things. I can do this pretty good. Let's just put this down. Put this on 0.25 for now. Okay, so I want it to be, what size did I write it on? Yeah, so 1 meter wide on X, 0.25 on Z, and let's do 0.25 on the, nope, obviously that's wrong. Ah yeah, that's it. So this has to be 0.25. I don't know why that's 0.258. Okay. Same thing as before, but I've got to think about this differently now. So this is going to take a little bit of tweaking to try out. Okay, I am going to put the height of this on 1. Okay. Let's try this, and it's just way quicker to do it again from scratch in a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the face. That was it. We're going to extrude. No, we're going to extrude the face with the plus. So did it on 1 meter. So these both have to be 0.5. Do it on the face normal. Extrude. Okay. Going to go up here. Extrude. That should be 2 meters high now. Now this might not be high enough. I don't know, but it's okay. Once I've got this all in place, I can just do the rest easily. So I'm going to go here, and it was 0.25, so this should be 0.75. And 0.75. Okay. Best window? No. Don't care. All right. Let's go here. And let's set that pivot point so it's just easy to work with. Set pivot. This is going to be a section for a window. Let's give it a try. So I'm going to grab the squad manager and I'm going to pull it over here. So I can just test this nice and quick. I'm going to put it into player mode. Give me 1 soldier, please. And then let's go here to maximized and press play. Gotta check that the height is okay. Oh god, that's like totally wrong. I didn't even check the door. That was stupid. Let's do that. Brilliant. There's me going, 2 meters, that should be fine. It might not be fine, actually. I mean, basically, he's got to be able to walk through this. So, vertex snapping, let's put that there. Let's try the door first. Totally didn't think about that. 1/4 meter could be a bit much. Don't worry about them looking like they're floating off the floor. That's actually... I can't see it. Good enough. All right, that's really... It looks wrong. Those are not that small. Now, yeah, I don't want to make my stuff like 2.5 meters. That's a pain. And if they're free, let's just check this out. European door opening height. I don't know. Let's see. No, I do not want the UK. They're not part of Europe anymore. Why am I getting Europe? The UK. Wow, it's just giving me the UK. Okay, it's amazing how hard this is to find. I'm really that bad at Googling. Okay. Just give me a minute. I take all your cookies. Now I'm getting the width, not the height. So it is just over 2 meters. So my soldiers are just really big, probably. They're probably bigger than they should be. I ain't changing that now. That would make things change a lot. So what can I do about this? Probably 2.5 meters then. I mean, I'm not aiming for realism here. I'm aiming for stuff being cool. All right, so that means I need to change some things, right? Thankfully, this is not going to be too crazy to do. Go here, 0.5 meters, grab this, and not do it like that. Okay, yeah, 2.5, great. I'll relabel, I'll rename them all in a little bit. 2.5, great. 2.5, cool. Yeah, so be it. 2.5. do not want to overthink this right now. So, But I'm not changing the size of the soldiers right now. It's just totally not necessary. Delete faces. Okay. Let's get these 4 edges. Oh. And let's fill that hole. Actually, this is in the height of 2 now. Let's grab this. Then that's on 2.5. Doesn't solve the problem though. So let's extrude a face here. And let's extrude it by 0.5. Actually, no, this is wrong. I want that to be thin and narrow. So I'm going to put this up by 0.25, 2.25. And now I'm going to extrude a face by 0.25. And that should then give me a height of 2.5. Great. I'm going to extrude this by 0.75. And that should then give me a meter. Awesome. Now let's go back here. Yeah, okay, so this guy, I am just going to get rid of this one, and we're going to get rid of it here. It's just way quicker to just duplicate it. Yeah, delete and unpack. Door frame pillar. That one I can easily fix. So let's just grab this. It's on 2, 0.5, done. Great, that should be fixed. And let's now get this one. And we're going to prefab unpack completely. I'm going to go here. I'm going to call it right piece. And we're going to turn it 180. And we're just going to put that pivot point to the vertex outside. Set pivot. Put it here. Okay, cool. Height 0. It'll do for now. Let's pull that in. Okay, let's try this out. So we'll pull that in there. Turn this off. V for vertex snapping. Cool. And now let's try it with our guy. It's just got to feel right. 2.5 meters Soviet. It's nothing crazy to figure out and wrap one's head about. Get over that, buddy. Yeah, okay, that looks okay. That looks all right. That looks about cool. Yeah, I'll roll with that. Okay. So that then means this guy's all wrong, which is fine. Let me just get a feel for it. Yeah, I mean, the height there has to be like a meter, I'd say. And if he's going to crouch, yeah, way too small. That ain't working. Okay. I'm just going to build it from scratch. Again, it's easier. Okay. So it's going to be 0.25. And this is going to be 1.5, and I'm going to add a meter at the bottom at the top. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's find out. And this one is going to be 0.25. Okay. Let's try it out. So we go here. 1.5. So we need to add 0.5 meters. So we go here. 0.5. Extrude. Go here, 0.5, extrude. Okay. I wonder if it does both of them in the direction of the face normal. Okay. 0.25, so this has to be 0.75 to make it 1. Awesome. Okay. Looks better. All right, pull this up. Go to vertices, set pivot. Height and 0. And, you know, let's just get 2 of them just to see how it looks. Basically, you shouldn't be able to crouch and shoot through the window, I think. Again, way too small. Look at that. Okay, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right at all. And I could have sworn that that was a meter, but I might be making a mistake here. Oh no, it's half a meter. Okay. Let's just get rid of this one. I mean, basically all I want to do is move this up, but that's going to break the UV mapping there, obviously. So maybe I can just do this with the edges. Why not? So I'm going to move it up another half meter. So I should just be able to, I think, get all of these. So snapping on. That actually looks more correct. Let's give it a try. Looks better. Again, I mean, this is a design problem to solve for another day. I mean, I think it needs to come down a touch though, because yeah, the gun ray is intersecting with that. Okay, we'll know how to do it now. Let's go here. Let's edit this one. Is there a way to select an edge loop? Was this it? Select edge ring. So in Blender, I used to know how to do this stuff. No, select edge loop. Oh, come on, buddy. No, okay. Let's just do it by hand. I don't care. All right. Yeah. Like I said, it felt a little bit too high. So I moved it up 0.5 meters. And because the geometry is really simple, I'm just going to be able to do it like this now. Turn on snap in. Move it down. Let's try again. Just keep this one section for now. Small army for the win. Yeah. Try it out. So, I mean, the thing is, that block there, that feels really high now. But basically, I mean, you know, it's a real design decision. Like, you know, I could make walls, I could make windows that have a high bottom and a high top. So this one's almost done. So what I'm going to do now is, I've got a lot of ideas with very simple changes that I can make to this, but the stream is going to be done in about 10 minutes max. So I just want to round this off. I really wish it didn't have the gizmo selected when I did that, but yeah. think I got them all. Yeah, so I'm just going to move it up 0.25. Right. There we go. That looks all right. So I'm going to call it window frame left side. Actually, window frame low left side 1. Okay. Let's check its pivot point. Cool. Okay. So this comes in. Prefab. Unpack completely. I'm gonna call this one right side. I could just have one here and manually rotate it the whole time. I think, but let's just do it this way because it seems like the right thing to do. And that should be like 0. Other one as well. So let's go here and look at it from the front. And now we do have a clear ground section. So we do this, set pivot, go there. Cool. And all I've got to do now, even though it might be a little bit lazy, but it will get the job done, is prefab, unpack completely, center. So if I go here and I get these 4 faces, now just delete them. Now delete faces. Gonna get these edges here. This is not the best way to do it. I should just do it as one shape, but I'm just getting near the end of the stream now, so I'll just do it like this for now. Just want to have it done. So I'll put these 4 edges, fill hole, and I should still have the same pivot point as before. Great. All right, so now I should just be able to, let's turn off snapping, pull that in roughly, pull that in, pull that in. Yeah, this is going pretty nicely actually. So V for snapping, V for snapping, V for snapping. Look at that. That's a window. Just to check, all adds up. Yeah, got it the same height as the door. This is great. And let's get a door frame pillar. Where is it? The right piece, because a door is just made out of these 2. Let's grab that, put it there. And now let's grab a corner. Rotate it. Oop. Get there eventually. This is looking pretty spiffing. It's already kind of working pretty good so far. Let's pull that in. V there. Okay. I'm gonna make something really, really simple to round off the stream. Okay, done neat. It's just going to water through it because we didn't bake a nav mesh. But this is looking pretty good for modular scenery in Unity in just over an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm not sure how this is going to turn out now. If I bake the nav mesh with that geometry there. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not included. So let me just do this and make a quick empty modular tryout. Let's do that. So we grab these, put them there. All of these, put them there. All right, let's bake that nav mesh again. Don't know how it'll turn out with the colliders. Because I mean, in theory, these have to be convex. And again, this doesn't work because now this collider is just covering the whole window, which means the soldiers wouldn't be able to look through it or shoot through it. And if we do convex here, we get this corner. This is why the colliders have to be added later. But I just want to see if this just gets baked into the nav mesh. It could be because I've actually not got the right layer on for the baking stuff. I think that's actually it. Well, I've got a few on here, so let's test it. So we go here, and I think they need to have the layer obstacle. Let's just call it tag nothing for now, because the nav mesh baking happens with the geometry colliders. There we go. All right, so actually the convex part here didn't need to be on. It seemed to handle that without it, though I have to see how to visualize that. That's I think I've just got to build the colliders manually. But anyway, let's just turn off the convex stuff, go to environment, clear, then bake. I don't know how it's doing that, and I don't know if a soldier can see through that. If it can, then that just solves like a million problems for me, basically. Yeah, like here, this is a bit weird, maybe. So let's run here. And it could be there, and then we could say, hey, run over here, and then look through that window when you arrive. Go, and he aims. All right, cool. That's a wrap. So that was a crash course in me learning how to make modular scenery with Unity. So thank you very much to everybody who's tuned in and everybody who's been watching. Appreciate it. I'll be building some more of this on as I go. So I'm going to wish all of you, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else a lovely night. Stay healthy and see you at the next stream. All right. Have a good one. Bye.